Hey guys, I'm Dr. McFarland, and in this video, we're going to look at the rig editor for the new Flex Prime. So right here in front of me is the Flex Prime, and it sits right here on my desk. But I could easily have this at my feet, and then use the editor to adjust everything in my rig. So let's go ahead and look at the editor and see what it's all about. So this is going to be a basic overview of what the editor can do. Then we can go deeper into other videos showing exactly how to set up a new set list and so forth. So starting here on the left, we have the edit rig. And this just simply means that whatever rig you choose, we can now start editing that rig. Okay. So this is the all rigs set list, which is the next little thing here. And in the all rig set list, it literally means it has all the rigs that are on your unit. And they are color coded in some different way. And the blue are the synth included rigs, which is fun. So have fun with that one. And then on the bottom, we have global EQ. Now, since the Flex Prime only has 1/4 inch outputs, then we only have one EQ that we can use. But the Core and the Prime actually have XLR and 1/4 inch outputs. So you will get two options for global EQs, one per output. But on this one, we just have 1/4 inch, so we can turn on the EQ. And we do have a mode for the bottom and the top bands that can be shelf. It just means it looks like this. Or we can make this a cut, which is more like a high pass filter. So we're cutting out the lows. Then on this one, we're cutting out the highs. And we can also make that a shelf. So we can go up like that or down. And we have two different mid bands that we can work with as well. And you also have a level control, and you have a 12 dB slope or a 24 dB slope, which is really just the 24 is more gradual and the 12 is more aggressive. And we can also reset that as well. Are you sure you want to reset all your global settings? Yes, I do. Okay. So now going back on the right side, this is where we can actually edit the different blocks in our preset. So how to do that is we select a block, and we can see that we have the preset name, which is the PV6505 plus lead. And we have this option, which allows you to select a different model, but we'll keep that same model in there for now. We can also do a ×2 with stereo doubling and switch doubling, and we'll go way deeper into that in another video. So be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell so you'll be notified when we go over these new features. And we can also turn the amp on and off, or that certain block on and off. Okay, we can also save the current preset, or we can save a new preset. And now we are not writing over our current preset that we're on, but we can do a save as and make different iterations of the same block. And that will be very important when we start looking at block presets within the scenes. So just subscribe down below if you want to check that out. Okay, we can also rename the current preset, which is very handy, and we can delete it, but I'm not going to delete it right now. Okay, another cool feature that Headrush has added is for every block, they give you an input gain, an output gain, and an EQ. Now, it's not as aggressive as the global EQ, so they give you a low band, a high band, and then a mid band, which is really, kind of all you need. And we will definitely go over that more in future videos. And then we have all the different sliders and parameters for each option within that block. Okay, looking at the front of the rig, we have our input. So there's input gain, gate threshold, gate release, and noise filter. So if your sound is cutting off, then that probably means your gate is too high. But this has been fixed since way long ago in like the older units. Because units of the past, that default setting would be 60, and everyone on the forums and the Facebook pages are like, hey, why is my sound cutting off? And it's because the gate threshold was too high. So now they default it to -20. So your sound is just wide open, and you have to go in and move it up in order to find the right setting for your threshold, but it's perfectly fine where it is. And then for our output, we have a rig volume and a rig width. And you can also save that as a preset. So if you just like certain settings, then you can store that and then use it for other rigs at a later time. Okay, looking at the top here, we can change rigs by clicking on the arrows. And we also have our signal paths. So we have a straight path and multiple different middle splits that we can choose from 3 plus 4 plus 3, or 5, 3, 3, or we have a 7, 2, 3. And then we have an immediate split, which is 5 on top and bottom with 4 at the end. Okay, I'll go back to straight path on that one. We can turn the tails on and off globally for that rig. And then we can also hit assign. And this is where we can actually move our different blocks around, like so. And we can change the color of the rig from greens to oranges, yellows, reds, blues, purples, all the stuff. And then you can assign to your expression pedal that's built into the Flex Prime and the actual Big Brother Prime. And while adding an expression pedal to the core, this is where you assign all your effects. So it's currently assigned to volume, and on the B path it's set to pitch. But we can simply click on that and change it to anything else that we want. And then for our advanced option, we can add multiple parameters to the same expression, A or B. So at the same time as changing the pitch, we could be adjusting the wet mix on a reverb, or the drive on an overdrive pedal, or gain on an amp, or whatever you want. So that's what that hardware assign does, and we'll go way more in depth later in a video. And then clicking on new, we can obviously make a new rig and just start fresh and not have to worry about the stock rigs that come with the unit. So this has been a basic overview of the rig editor for the Flex Prime, but it also works the same way for the Core and the Big Brother Prime. And I've been making Headrush videos for about 6 years, maybe a little bit more. And if you go on my channel, you'll see probably over 100 different Headrush videos alone. And there's even more on my website, because I do have a Headrush course that's on my website that goes through every single amp, cab, microphone, wet effect, and dry effect, so you can fully understand how to utilize all these effects in your Headrush. So if you want to help support the channel and get some great education on the Headrush, then head on over to the website. But in the meantime, I am Dr. McFarland, so I'll see you in the next video. Keep rocking.